Alrighty, what is good? It is 8:30 on a Thursday night. I had an easy day today, and I'm gonna go and bench heavy bench. Maybe not what I meant to do, but I really want to just try and. I feel like moving a weight I've never moved before. I'm feeling innovative, is what I'm feeling like. So, probably pull up to the gym a little bit before 9. It'll be 9 by the time I start. I've got my pre in my bag. No sugar-free Red Bull tonight. I've got a full sugar Red Bull because that was all I had. But it's off season now, and I'm going to enjoy it while I can. So I'll drink the full sugar Red Bull on the way out, and then when I get to the gym, not when I get back, when I get to the gym, we will go with some pre while I walk on the bench, and then I will move some fucking heavy stuff, probably destroy my shoulder in the process. But my chest will feel fucking sick, and I'll feel sick, and I'll feel strong, and we'll all be happy. Mission today is to not even fucking get a pump, but just absolutely just like I want my whole chest to be numb. So it's gonna be like a push day. I say push in air quotes because it's gonna be like a mostly chest, and then I'll do like side lateral raises for shoulders. And then I'll do a couple of sets on triceps and maybe even biceps if I want to fuck around. But I trained arms on Tuesday. I'm a little bit tender, and my body doesn't really feel like it wants to lift heavy. I deadlifted heavy yesterday. If you follow me on IG, you would have seen I posted up a story asking if I should deadlift heavy for high reps or heavier for low reps. And everyone said to do heavy low rep. So I pulled 200 for 5 yesterday, and the form kind of crumbled on the 4th and 5th rep, but to be honest, I think I had the strength and the power for more than 5, and I just kind of stopped. Sometimes you just don't realize how easy it is until, after the set. Especially coming back from prep as well, where, I'm used to shit just feeling bad, and it's because it can't get any more. But now that I'm in the off season, I'm kind of getting more comfortable with the idea of like, it feels like I can't do more, but I can do more. So when I benched last week, I think I loaded up 120. I was going to do it for like 3, and I got it for 8. Again, I posted this on my IG story, and the 8 were really easy. It felt like I was going to get more, but watching the video, I probably had like 15 in me for 120. 120 kg, not pounds. I don't know what the fuck it is in pounds. So I want to get well past 120 today. I might even try 130 for a full set, which I'll be pretty happy with. I might fuck around. I might try 140 for 1 and then go for a set. I don't know. We'll just see how it feels. And then after the flat bench, I think I'll hit some pec deck, and then because I meant to start with pec deck, but because I want to bench really heavy, I'm not going to pre-exhaust myself. And my chest fired really nicely and really evenly last week as well, so I'm happy to do barbell. The form was quite clean as well, so I'm not going to start with pec deck. Normally I would, just to get my chest firing, but it fired well last week. I've got all the nutrients there now that I'm bulking, so it's not as much of a stress. So flat bench, pec deck, probably like an incline machine. And then normally I would do like a some sort of like pin press, like onto a rack or something, like a dumbbell floor press. And I superset that with dips, tempo on the eccentric. But I'm not liking the floor press or pin press, so I might just do like slow partials, so just focus on the upper half of the partial, so actually just driving my bicep into my pec wall on, like, again, another machine press or something like that, where I can just do it pretty safely. Push hard on that, and then I'm not liking dips at the moment. My shoulders just aren't happy enough with them. I don't have a shoulder issue, but I find like if I'm gonna train heavy shoulders and then train heavy back and then bench really heavy and then try and like do dips after doing all of that, my shoulders won't like it. And I don't want to give myself a shoulder issue. So instead of doing the dips, I'm gonna do like a tricep pushdown machine, and I'll still get my chest firing quite well. I know how to position myself comfortably on that, so that I can get my chest firing while still doing it. And then after that, I'll do some lateral raises. That'll be a little bit of shoulders. I might do like a heavy set of like 8 to 12, and then a less heavy set for 15 to 20. And then I'll turn that 15 to 20 into a rest and pause set, and then I'll do another drop set. and then I'll do a really light, like controlled set with dumbbells after using the machine lateral raise, where I lean into the bench. It was in one of my previous prep videos on one of the push days and on my shoulder day. I like to do a chest supported lateral raise with dumbbells. I can't do standing upright dumbbells. I just don't get good enough mid-delt recruitment. And then after that, we'll go for like behind the head tricep extension and some sort of dip or press down machine. So that's the workout planned out. I've had my 5 meals today. My appetite was fucked today for some reason as well. I have no idea why. I ate all my meals. I did not miss a fucking crumb of food. I refused to miss a crumb of food this off season. But I just I was like, oh fuck, I have to eat again. That sucks. I'm not very hungry. As opposed to being like, oh fuck yeah, mealtime, more food. So my body's kind of adapting to the weight that I put on now, I suppose, and it doesn't really want to put more on. But I suppose that happens after putting on 16 kilos in a week and hitting your new heaviest ever body weight. Sitting at a cruisy 96 kilos now after being 80 kilos on stage. So, but I'm kind of stabilizing there, so it's all right. And I haven't started driving food up. And I think the biggest struggle with the six whole meals, not 5. Last off season, I was on 5 meals, but like one of them was like an almost entirely liquid meal. I just could not get the food down. It was post workout. Whether that be timing because of like work and driving around and I just drink a shake while I drove, or whether it be like, I just was going to be physically ill if I tried to eat food, or, every excuse in the book basically. I was just being a pussy. I shouldn't want to eat. And then my last meal before bed is just because I had terrible fucking organization skills and I'd always be behind on my eating, and it was a lot easier for me to slam a protein shake and have like some fucking toast than for me to, oh, almost ran a red. Than for me to make like a whole fucking meat and rice meal type thing. But this off season, because I started with the whole food and on 6 meals, even though now my body's kind of getting a bit sick of it, because I started with that, I'll be able to push the food more aggressively doing that, which will be really, really nice. There's police up ahead. I'm going to turn this light off. You're not going to be able to see me for a minute. I don't want to get pulled over. I don't know if I'm allowed to have that on. Yeah, so that's the plan for this off season. The bulk's like officially started. Today is day 4. I don't know if I said at the start. This is day 4 of the bulk. But I haven't like started bulking, if that makes sense. My food is still in the health phase, an ounce of food. It's nothing crazy. I don't know how many calories. Matt never gives me my calories. He just tells me what to damn eat, and I listen because the man knows what he's doing, more so than I do at this point in time, at least. So, just following his protocols. Whilst the food is, it's still a good amount of food. Don't get me wrong, but I do think I fucked myself over a little bit with the amount I ate post show. So, alright, turn this light back on. There you go. Yeah, I ate a lot of fucking food post show and I could not control myself. A lot of clean food, a lot of dirty food, a lot of everything. Just fucking anything and everything I get my hands on. I think, realistically, if you don't have a lot of size, that's kind of the attitude you should have. Which is just that you're going to eat literally anything and everything in sight. And even today, when I got a shit appetite, I don't know if it's because I slept bad, if I slept too well, if I wasn't hydrated enough, if I was on too many stimulants, too many sleep met, whatever the fuck it was. I just generally find, as long as I have the attitude of like, I'm just going to eat everything. Anything and everything I see. Someone offers me a snack, I'm going to fucking eat it. I don't care if I just finished eating, or if I'm about to start eating, or if I'm eating in an hour's time. Eat everything and anything in sight. That's the overall attitude you should have. Mass is mass when you're small and frail. Doesn't matter where it comes from. You just got to get the size. Because a good part of putting on like a substantial amount of muscle as well is just getting your body used to being certain weights, stretching out your skin, developing your frame enough to the stage where it's willing to carry the muscle. Building a good base is always very important as well. It's what I spent a good few first years of my like training doing. You need to have a big, strong frame to carry a big amount of muscle, and you need a big amount of muscle to move a big amount of weight. It all works in a circle. Everything is all tied together. People always talk about like, You know, it's 80% diet and 20% training and however much percent sleep, and it's just not the way it works. Because everything interacts with itself, you know? Or everything interacts with each other, like aspect of training and lifestyle. You know, it's not, like, one thing is not more important than any of the others. If you don't eat, you're going to feel shit and sick, so you're not going to eat, and then because you haven't eaten, you're not going to sleep properly, and you haven't eaten or slept properly, so you're going to train like shit, and now you've got 0 of 3 for the key requirements for building muscle. Or maybe you train like shit and you have a bad session, or you just train like a pussy, and now you haven't worked up an appetite because you didn't train very hard, so now you're not eating, and now you're missing 2 of the key staples. Or maybe you didn't, you know, maybe you got a bad sleep schedule, you go to bed at 4 in the morning, and it's not because you have work or something, it's just because you're a little degenerate. And now because you haven't gone to bed at a good time, your hormones haven't released properly, so you've got no appetite, you've got no fucking desire to eat or do anything motivating. You can't train properly because, you know, you're not getting deep sleep. Your nervous system's fucked. Like, you know, you're not recovering. Everything's going to shit. Like, everything interacts with each other, and the second you lose one of the 3, you lose all 3 of the 3. I've had friends who work, like, graveyard shifts and shit, and the second they go back to working, like, normal hours and not being nocturnal, like, less acne, eat better, less food cravings, lose weight, stronger in the gym. Same way people that just eat like shit but sleep really well, or train well, whatever it may be, but they eat like a dickhead. The second they start eating, not even clean, because when I say eating clean, people think fucking like fruit and salad. Just eating like a well-rounded meal. People overcomplicate their meals so much nowadays. Literally, like, I'll tell you right now, I'll give you general meal plan. 250 grams of rice, 180 grams of some sort of meat cooked, 100 grams of some sort of greens, 10-15 grams of oil. Eat it 3 to 5 times a day, depending on where you're at. Obviously, you know, maybe increase the carb a little bit more if you're a bit bigger, decrease it a bit more if you're a bit small and you don't want to push your appetite that hard yet. And you'll fucking stack on weight stupidly quick if you eat that 3 to 5 times a day, every single day consistently without fail. A big part of developing like a good appetite in terms of pushing food more so you can push size more, whether it be because you're lean bulking or dirty bulking, or you just want to build up your metabolism more, is having enough muscle and everything in the first place. Like, you know, I can eat a lot more now than when I first started training because I've got more muscle, my body burns more calories, and it wants to like eat more food. But when I cut very aggressively. I get, like, you know, a lot of you would have seen my full day of eating where on my prep I was on like 1200 calories or under 1200 calories. And that's just because my metabolism isn't like crazy strong or crazy fast. You guys who think you have a crazy fast metabolism and it's like burning all the fat, you just don't know how to count calories, like, at all. Or you're counting them inconsistently. You're having one day where you eat 1,000 calories and the next where you eat 3,000 and you're saying, I'm eating 2,000 a day. That's not the way that fucking works. That's just inconsistencies. The body loves consistency. Both consistency in terms of like the stress from training, consistency in a sleep schedule, consistency in the time of day you train, whether it be 5 in the morning, 10 at night, or middle of the day. Consistency of food intake, both in terms of calories, source of food, quality of food, you know, literally everything. The body loves consistency. So if you hit those 3 key pillars of sleep, training, nutrition with ruthless consistency, and you just follow the basics, meat and potatoes, squat, bench, and deadlift type shit, you'll grow, man. I absolutely promise you. You just overcomplicating it too much, and you're stressing, and the worst thing for building muscle is stressing out. It's the last thing you need. And you shouldn't be stressing over building muscle and training hard. It's just fun. It's just fun to move fucking heavy stuff and feel strong and feel confident and feel powerful, and it's fun to beat your old PRs and get more weight than last week or get more reps than last week. It's fun to eat a fuck ton of food and feel bloated and feel like an absolute mass monster. It's fun to wake up every week and weigh yourself and be like, fuck yeah, I put on however much weight, I lost however much weight, depending on what your goal is. It's all just fun. There's so many little milestones and everything, and every time you achieve one, you're like, oh, this is sick. What the fuck is next? What am I aiming for now? You know, everyone's got their key staples: 100 kilo bench, first bicep vein, first visible abs, first striations, getting like a visible shape to your chest. Like, everyone's got little milestones that they want to hit. And every time you hit one, you set one higher. Your idea of what training is to you and your training philosophies develop. Your whole attitude changes. It's fucking nuts how something that starts as so simple, which is just like I'm eating my meat and potatoes and I'm training hard, can evolve into something so that's such a key staple of your life and who you are as a person. Not even in the sense of like, you know, I'm a bodybuilder or blah, blah, blah. But just in the sense of being like a healthy, happy person. And it gives you something that's really good to focus on in terms of having a hobby. It gives you a lot of organization in your life, a lot of structure. There's quite literally no downside to like living a healthy lifestyle like that. And I'm not saying like, you know, everyone should be a bodybuilder and follow a bodybuilding plan and push it that aggressively. But there's no downside to taking the principles of bodybuilding and applying them to, you know, your just general life, which is, you know, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to eat consistently, I'm not going to fucking be a dickhead. I'm going to train hard, whether that be hard on cardio, hard on weights, hard on fucking CrossFit, I don't know, whatever the hell you do. I'm going to do it consistently, I'm going to be humble about it, I'm going to focus on myself and my goals, and nothing else matters. Apply those principles to anything and you'll fucking dominate it. Just focus on what you know, focus on what's simple, don't let yourself get overwhelmed, and stay in touch with why you started and what the end goal is. And if you never deviate from those things, you've got no reason to not progress. Alright, well, it's like 8:45 now. I've had my fucking Red Bull. I've had my spiel. Fuck, I hope the gym's not busy. I just want to be able to film in peace and bench. That's the one benefit of training this late. Although it sucks training after work and whatnot, should have a nice and quiet, empty gym. Nice, peaceful fucking workout. I've just had a meal as well, so by the time I get in there and I start training, it should be fully digested. I don't understand how you guys can't eat and then immediately train. I don't understand how you're physically ill. If I don't eat the second before I train, I feel like I'm gonna die while I'm working out, so I'm feeling powered up right now. I just had my ground beef and my rice and my fucking thick, sticky yakitori sauce. It's like a teriyaki sauce. Bit of pineapple for the blood flow, some natural sugars, my full sugar Red Bull for my artificial sugars. Got to get a nice balance of both. I'm ready to go, man. I'm not missing a single thing. Alright, I will see you guys in the gym, again with the mic. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to just listen to music and do my thing, or if I'm going to mic up, or if you're not going to be able to hear me over the music inside. But worst case, we'll chat in the car after. I will see you guys soon. I don't know if I want to go 140 or 130.
Let's try 140.
We'll just try it.
Thanks. Come on. Come on. Yep. One more.
Tell the brother, go and break it down on me. Yeah.
run around on me.
Alright, so it's 11:06 and I've just finished chest, a little bit of shoulders and triceps. I got 130 for 5 on the bench, which is good. And then I did a set of 100 for, I think it was 14 or 15. I was pretty happy with it, but I wanted to get a little bit heavier. I just need to start pushing my food up, and then my strength will follow. I think I could have got 130 for like 8, but I deadlifted really heavy yesterday, and I just felt fatigued as fuck. Like I think my nervous system's a little bit fried. So I'll just have to keep that in mind. You know, if I want to go heavy on bench, I probably can't max my deadlift the day before. But that's alright. I'll just keep it in mind for next week, and I'll try again next week. I want to try and get it to the stage where I'm repping 140 pretty comfortably, or 3 plates, whatever you want to call it. So that's one of the big goals for this off-season. It's only day 4, so there's still plenty of time. That's, I think, a lot of people's issue is they rush their off-season. They feel like in a week or a couple of weeks or a month or even a couple of months, they have to do like all this. I'm gonna have like I got like a year and a half. I got a year and a half to make some crazy improvements. So one thing at a time, focusing on the basics. It was a good session though. Fucked around, had a chat, did some posing, hit some good weight. My chest was just like absolutely fucking fried by the time I got to like my 3rd exercise. I didn't really get a pump, but it felt exhausted, which is good. I guess that's what I was going for. I did say at the start, I'm not aiming for a pump, I'm just aiming for like absolute fatigue. And then by the time I moved on to like mid delts, same with lateral raises, I just like everything felt fucking heavy and tired. And then same with triceps, like I just couldn't move any weight. I went for that machine behind the head extension that I literally hit 2 days ago, and I did 20 kilos less. But then again, I hit the machine 2 days ago, so my chest was a bit tender as well from Sunday, and my arms were a bit tender from Tuesday. But again, once I'm pushing food really aggressively, I won't have DOMS or soreness or any fatigue or anything, because that's how magical the food works. So that's day 4 wrapped up. Nice little push day. I'm still waiting to see when my meal plan next gets updated. I'll be doing a full day of eating. I'm still just waiting to hear back from Matt. Well, no, I've heard back from him. We're not upping the food just yet, because I just rebounded so aggressively and put on so much weight. You would have seen it in the posing. I'm completely like washed out with water and a good bit of fat again. So, but it's necessary. You need to have a little bit of fat. This is why it's important to put on fat when you like off season. It's great if you're gonna stay lean, because you can put on muscle, you're lean or whatever, and you look pretty for like social media. But if you want to put on like a lot of dense, thick, fucking nasty muscle, which is my goal, you need to move as much weight for as many reps as possible. Like, it's like what I said in the other video. I've never met a man who can move a stupid amount of weight for a stupid amount of reps who's tiny. So if my goal was to move a stupid amount of weight to build that really like gnarly amount of muscle and that thick, strong muscle, the best and safest way to do that is to have fat, because it works as padding for my joints, basically, which just keeps me safer, it reduces my risk of injury. And I also just feel healthier and happier as well. It's psychologically easier. I'm not sitting there all off season being like, oh, I look cool, but I'm sad because I haven't eaten a fucking cookie in 30 something weeks. So I'm enjoying myself. It's going to be a fun off season, and I'm going to make great progress. I don't really fucking care how I look. It just comes with the off season. I just have to accept that. I'm not going to look like I did on show day or even a few weeks out from my show in my off season. I don't think anyone should. It's called an off season for a reason. You know, the whole thing of peaking and tapering and shit with athletes is that the off season is also a bit of a mental reset. I still do everything perfectly. I don't miss meals and I don't miss sessions, and I still train stupid fucking hard. So it's not like there's a gap in the mental and I just like switch on for prep. Like, I'm still mentally switched on, but I'm just having a bit more fun doing it. It's the only difference, and I think that's what's important. I think everyone has fun with their training and eating. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Let's try and run up as many likes as possible, because it helps me with the video out, and it shows you enjoyed it to not only me, so I can keep putting out content, but to YouTube as well, so they can push my content harder. Make sure you subscribed if you did enjoy, because we've got plenty of content on the way. It's going to be a really nice off-season. I'm going to hit some crazy strength milestones and hopefully put on some nasty size over the next year and a bit. And then obviously we'll move into the next prep, which is the one where I really want to gun for a pro card. I'm not kidding when I'm saying I'm going to put on a stupid amount of muscle. So like, subscribe, share the video around with any friends if you think they might enjoy it. Follow me on Instagram, link to that is down below. Link to my website as well if you're interested in any programs or online coaching, and Emerald Labs, which is where I get all my supplements. You can use code MATT with Emerald Labs for 15% off. They're great. I love all their shit. It's tasty and it works well. I use it all through my prep and everything. So all the links down below. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys whenever the next one is. That's day 4, over and out.